Alright, so this is the video on how to build the Delta Yak little glider PDF thing. Step 1, cut all this out. So here are the pieces you should cut out. This, half of a wing, this, the bottom part of the fuselage, and this, the top part. So now I'm going to take all the pieces and cut them out on foam. You can use right now I'm using 6mm EPP. You can use anything 6mm, like Depron or fanfold foam or anything. So you can just like lay it down, trace it, then flip it over and trace the other side. So the wing is one big piece of foam. Or you can make one half of a wing and make another and glue them together, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I have the two halves. So what I'm going to do is put glue on the insides, push them together, then tape them. Okay, so now I've cut out and put together this part, so now I'm going to do these parts right here. Okay, so now we've got all the main parts cut out, and now I will glue them together. So this helps make everything line up a little bit. And see inside from the 6mm mark from the middle line, like 6mm wide where the foam's gonna go, it's like a V. It kind of helps to carve it out a little bit so it's more like a square instead of this. So when you're gonna glue this piece onto here, it helps to line this up to the back wall. So this one when you're gluing it, so now I'll glue it. I put a strip of glue like along here and then just set it down on top of this whole thing so it lines up and is square and straight. So now from about right here to here, you want to run a strip of glue along there, just with the hot glue gun, and that will help with something that I'm gonna do to it in a second here for the center of gravity. Okay, now I'm gonna glue the bottom. So just run a strip of glue along here on the bottom of the fuselage, and then start at the front and just kind of push it on so it goes all the way back, and then hold it straight while it dries. It's kind of crooked, I have to adjust it. And then so you might see at the back there will be like a little gap. If you're building with EPP, you can just kind of put glue in there and squish it together. It's not that big of a deal. And then if there's like a little step, just kind of shave it down. Okay, so I glued that together. Now there's a little step, so just take a knife or whatever and just shave it down just to make it flush. I'm not the best at making PDFs, it doesn't line up perfectly, but it's pretty good. Now the whole foam part is done. What I'll do now is go spray paint it to make it pretty. So now I just spray painted it yellow and blue, and now I'll tell you how to like change the center of gravity on it. You do that with a penny. So you take your ruler and measure 3 1/16 back from the nose. So on mine that's about right. I have to measure where it is. This plane is pretty CG sensitive. So it's about where that dot is, right there. So extend those dots so they're like little lines, and then take a penny like this and kind of like place it on your plane, like lay it down, and put your fingers on the lines under it and see where it'll balance. And wherever it balances, like look in the middle of the penny and draw a line straight to the fuselage. Now my penny balances when it's about right there, so draw a line about right there, like in the center of where the penny should go. So now you go where that little dot is that you just drew, and you cut a slit right there. And then that little slot is just so you can stick a penny right in there, and that'll be the weight kind of. So then you're gonna take it outside and throw it, and if it kind of pitches up and then falls down, so if it goes like whoop and like that, then you probably want to move the penny more forward because it's nose heavy. And if it goes like, and if it just goes like that, so it just kind of makes an arc into the ground, then you want to move the penny back a little bit, probably about 2 millimeters at a time. What you want the plane to do is just pretty much glide straight, if not a little tiny bit down. So you just kind of have to adjust it a lot. It takes a lot of adjusting. And then when you cut slits that aren't right, that are totally like in the wrong place, you can just kind of put glue and glue them up so they won't like break off and fall out or anything. So I'm gonna go glide this now. So before I go glide it, I cut another slit right here. I cut a slit right here and right here.
Hi.
So the reason I made more than one slit is to like put the penny in the different slits and adjust the CG. So right here you're just adjusting it a bunch, and later on, like towards the end of the video, they glide for a long ways. So you just have to play with the center of gravity. They're pretty CG sensitive. But if you want it to do like a loop or something, just make it tail heavy, and if you want it to like drop straight down, make it nose heavy. Like right here, it glided pretty good, but we still had to adjust it a little bit more. So it's a nice little plane just to glide around. That's the instructional video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey Will, guess what?
What?
You gotta keep that one. Are you happy?
Yeah.
What do you say?
You suck.